We are going live. So we're getting ready. I am here. Do you hear me? Very good. Thanks. Well, you'll survive until you come back. So please, I'm getting ready to go in the air. Another hour of money talk. Okay, here comes the intro. Investor. What happened? It looks like, oh, I know what happened. We went and took off. And hello, South Florida. Welcome to today's edition of the Real Estate Show. South Florida is the #1 program about real estate, America's longest running daily radio show about real estate, now brought to you live on AM 1470. Still saying that original station, 1470 on the Money Talk Radio Network. That's WWNN. You can also catch us on the FM dial at 95.3 and 96.9 FM. You can also take us with you on the go. Take us with you when you listen to us on one of the free apps you can download. The TuneIn app, the iHeartRadio app, the Spreaker app. Those are just to name a few. And always you can listen to us as we stream it live at 5 p.m. Eastern time on our website at automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com. And you can not only listen to us live when we broadcast at 5 p.m., and you can also download the podcast version to take with you one of our recorded episodes, or you can go through our library of archived copies there. Now, big announcement, by the way, new development in our radio show. And if you've been following us, and it has been a path of following. You know, we started out on this radio network on one of the sister stations that has since been sold. We moved over to the 1470 network with all of the FM stations, which was it was basically like a promotion. And when we went from our 8 a.m. slot to our 8 p.m. slot, where we were able to fit in our program. And this year we announced that we were going to the 5 o'clock rush hour slot, which is neat. So we had our 5 o'clock and our 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. And basically finishing out the 8 p.m. slot until this coming week, where we'll be exclusively on the 5 o'clock hour. So we'll not only have that, and this is the new announcement, we're not only going to have our 5 p.m. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, from 5 to 5:30 p.m. here at this location, but also on the same airwaves now on Sunday nights. In fact, we're going to have a mini marathon, 4 consecutive shows, almost all of our shows for the week, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern time. You'll be able to catch our Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday editions. And for those of you who might just be learning more about our show, you know, our Mondays is when we set up the agenda, we set out the theme, and we kind of lay the groundwork for the week. But we hit the ground running on Tuesday with our tools, tips, and techniques, where we dive in using what is working in today's marketplace in the real world. And I got some real world stuff for you today on today's show. Now, on Wednesday, we go into the midweek report. And like you've seen this week, our theme this week was talking about real estate as a vehicle for your financial freedom. In other words, no other investment vehicle could you possibly, in such a short period of time, leverage it into your retirement. And we're going to talk more, and we're going to break that down more over the next couple of weeks. But we've been setting up sort of the foundation so that you understand where we're going with that. And basically, it's important to have that foundation. So on our Tuesday show, we were talking about the different aspects of that. Our Wednesday, we use Wednesday as sort of let's take a pause for a second. Let's look at the overall marketplace. Let's look at the news as it pertains to the topic of real estate. And now within the context of what's the economy doing, what's going on with the stimulus package, lots new stuff since that show now. And as we are kind of coming out of this incredible tumbler of a time, this incredible tumultuous between the election, the COVID, the economy, the unemployment, and everything else going on. But now we're finally coming sort of out of the cloud and beginning to get more clarity. And every day there's a little bit more clarity. And one of the things that I've been telling you to pay attention to the stock market, because the stock market is a forward-looking market. Right? It's the news about what's going to happen that affects. And as long as the stock market keeps going straight, that's a pretty good indicator of big businesses' view on the economy. And you would wonder why we would go from a sort of a right conservative government to a more left liberal government, that there is this sort of going from financial focus to more of a distribution focus, if anything. And you would think that Wall Street wouldn't like that. Now, all along, Wall Street has been saying, basically shrugging off all of the news that we've had. It's been amazing how Wall Street has shrugged off the coronavirus pandemic and everything, recognizing the areas that suffered the most: transportation, hospitality, and those things. Those were the hardest hit. But in the overall, in terms of the indexes, we've been doing pretty well. If you look at when we went into the political uncertainty, because we had such a divided House and Senate and Congress, but still a certain level of balance, nobody could run away in any direction. And then we had the, incredible events that we had. And now we have a Congress that's majority Democratic. We have a Senate that's majority Democratic. We have a president that's Democratic to be sworn in a week from yesterday. And Wall Street shrugged that one off again. And why would you think that? And as I mentioned, there are two reasons that are continuing to fuel the market's optimism when it comes to the stock market. Number one is that, albeit that they may be labeled Democratic, all three areas there, the fact of the matter is that there's still enough balance within its members that there still isn't the ability for it to run away in an extreme side, whether to the right or to the left. And the stock market likes that stability. Remember, I told you, the stock market hates uncertainty, loves predictability. What it also loves is that we have a government now that has very vocally stated that there will be more stimulus. And more stimulus means more money into the economy. More money into the economy means more consumption. And therefore, they continue to be very optimistic. Now, that's the big picture. And that's why our Mondays on a Mission is important, to lay out what the groundwork of our conversation will be. But Wednesday tempers that with, well, you can say what you want, but you remember, you still live within an economy. And even though I like to say that the economy is there are really two economies. There's that economy, the big economy, the macro economy. Then there's my economy, that which I influence and create based on what I choose to do and how much I do it. And the same thing for you, for our listeners. And remember, what is the mission here or for the Real Estate Show? The mission here for the Real Estate Show is to educate and empower more of our listeners, more of Americans, more of our citizens, more of the people who live here in the United States to own more real estate. Real estate is a fundamental part of the economy. It's one of the major pillars of the economy. When the economy goes, sometimes real estate still stands. But when real estate falls, very often so does the economy. So as long as the jobs situation is good, real estate will usually do well. As I like to put the very simple equation, more jobs means more paychecks means more mortgages, and more mortgages mean more houses. No jobs, no paychecks, no mortgages, much fewer houses, and then you have crises, as we were, sort of dancing on the brink with. Now, there are people out there that are predicting huge foreclosures in the offing. From the very beginning, I told you that we're not in the same place that we were by any stretch of the imagination, but we're not anywhere similar to the kind of economy and the financial market that we had back in 2004, 5, and 6, leading up to the 2007 market crash and 2008 crisis. So number one, we've got a lot more quality loans that have been issued in the 10 years since the Great Recession. So there was no more, if you can fog a mirror, you can have a loan. Now, in today's show, which is our ATM edition, I'm going to talk to you about some really, really cool stuff. So in a minute, you're going to want to grab a pencil and a paper and jot down some numbers, because I'm going to give out some really cool stuff in our ATM edition about the money. Because as I mentioned, in our new marathon that we're going to have Sunday night, starting from 9 until 11, before back-to-back shows, our Tuesday tools, tips and techniques, our Wednesday midweek report, our Thursday ATM edition, and then best of all, our Friday weekly wrap-up. So you'll basically be able to get an entire week of the Real Estate Show now on Sunday nights. If you've got the time, we got the material, we got the goods, we got the information for you. So what I'm going to do right now, first of all, I'm going to give out this number, because what we're going to do when we come back, I'm going to tell you about some of the workshops that we have left in this week. I'm going to tell you about and we got a big one today. In fact, we got 2 workshops, 2 for 1. You're looking and listening to the busiest man in real estate right now. And as I mentioned, I told you that 2021 was going to be the launch pad year. This could potentially change many people's future, but not if you're just a spectator on the sidelines. You've got to take part and take action. Now, I'm not going to call you unless you call me first. And if you want information, we're going to give out the number, and the number is 561-861-2366. That's 561-861-2366. And you can text the word credit for tonight's Credit Accelerator workshop at 8 p.m. So at 8 p.m., we're going to have a workshop on the topic of how to fix, fortify, create, or just absolutely solidify your credit, because this is going to be a key piece in fact, you're going to hear about some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about in the second half of the program. But that's one thing. The other thing is big table. You know that Thursdays is our big round table. This is a mastermind of real estate investors, business owners, and folks that come together on this, sort of cozy, comfortable, safe, and secure place where we talk about investing in real estate, investing in businesses, the business economy, all of those things. If you want to rub elbows with like-minded people, then what you want to do, you're going to want to text big table to 561-861-2366. We're going to send you the link and the password for you to attend and join us on that meeting. It's an invitation to you, our listeners. And we're going to go ahead and take that break right now. When we come back, I want to talk about 2 really important, great loan programs are out there right now. And like I said, we want to empower and educate more of you to be able to own a home, whether you're a first-time home buyer or whether you're a seasoned investor. I got something for you on the other side of this break. So You're listening to The Real Estate Show. My name is Eric Willner, and I will be right back. Friday Eve. I think you're a day ahead of yourself, my friend. You're a day ahead of yourself there, Marianne. So first of all, hi, Marianne. Hey, John. And as to our friends there, and then also let me take a quick look over here on our YouTube. All right, we're all cylinders are clicking. The air, Facebook, YouTube, and we're now looking at doing a simulcast. Well, we are simulcasting, but on multiple cameras. But now what we're going to try to do is get one camera, which might improve the bandwidth and therefore possibly improve on the video quality. And then this, remember, all of these are recorded up on the Facebook page. And I forgot to mention the Facebook page. But are you a day ahead, or am I somehow a week behind for our Thursday evening? So that's the other thing. Good comeback, Marianne. And welcome back. For those of you just joining us, you are listening to The Real Estate Show, South Florida's #1 program about real estate and America's longest running daily radio show about real estate. My name is Eric Willman. I am your host, and we are today in our ATM edition, our Thursday edition, the fourth day of the week. And on our ATM edition, we spend a bit of time talking about finances and financing of real estate. Now, as I mentioned this week, I asked the question on Monday, can real estate be the best vehicle? First of all, is it a vehicle? But I submit to you that it is the best vehicle to take you and launch you to a solid financial future, financial freedom, if you will. Just imagine what your life would be like if you could actually wake up one morning and not have to worry about where the next payment for the car is coming from, or for the house, or for anything else for that matter. Imagine if your decisions were not based upon the payments, but on your purpose, right? What is it that you want to do? And one of the nice things about being able to share all of this information is trying to bring more people along for the ride to enjoy the benefits of real estate. There's no other investment out there. And if you think about this, from a financial side, real estate offers, perpetual income. You buy an investment property, and as long as you keep that property will be spinning off investment income realty. You get tax advantages during that time frame. So part of that income is sheltered from taxes. And God willing, and hopefully the government doesn't touch too much of all of the real estate advantages. Real estate is just poised and positioned in a way that no other investment vehicle out there is. We talk on Mondays, Monday evening. And remember, if you're interested in coming to our Monday night equity accelerator workshop, this is how we talk about how do you build equity faster? How do you build equity from nothing? How do you build equity faster inside your mortgage? How do you liquidate and pay off your debt faster? And we can do that all within the budget that you have right now. There are so many leaky spots in your budget that when you come to our Monday night equity accelerator and type the word equity and send it to that text number, our dedicated text line 561-861-2366. Type the word equity for our Monday night workshop. Tuesday and Wednesday, we've dedicated to our credit workshops. And because of the overflow in interest there, we've actually added a Thursday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 8 p.m. Now that we're not doing our 8 p.m. show starting and ending this week, we have our credit accelerator. So type the word credit for our free credit report and to get the link to attend for free. All of these workshops that I'm telling you is 100% obligation free and free it is. So 561-861-2366. Equity on Monday, credit on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then also on Thursday, I mentioned just before the break, our big table. And this is sort of a business owners or business mentality workshop where we talk about the business of business, particularly in the context of real estate and for real estate investors. I love real estate investors, and this is why we do this, because it's a great way to sort of rub elbows with like-minded people, exchange ideas, get new ideas from all very positive, progressive in the sense of wanting to do better for themselves and for everybody else. And that's tonight at 8:30 p.m. So make sure that you type in the word big table to 561-861-2366 if you want to join this. There is space limited. Unfortunately, there is space limited, so it is on a first come, first served basis. Otherwise, we'll put you on the waiting list, and from time to time, we'll open up other workshops. Otherwise, it'll be the next week. So I wanted to tell you something really cool. Number one, we've been talking a lot about the down payment assistance. And I've got this special green sheet here where I have the details on our 0% down program for homeowners. Now, this one here, I'm going to talk first to homeowners, then I'm going to talk about another special program that we have for investors. And both of these programs are dynamite for each individual. Now, as an investor, I want you to think about and pay attention to both, because eventually at some point in time, and if you come to some of our masterminds, you'll see the philosophy of why you want to be educating your tenants to be able to buy. This is a great way. You know, I don't want anybody to be paying rent that doesn't have to. And believe me, there are enough people right now. In fact, we just put another property up for rent in our marketplace. And the demand for rental properties here, and I'm sure in your market as well, there is an absolute shortage of rental property. So don't worry about not having tenants to pay rent to owners. But to solid tenants out there, for people who are destined to be and to enjoy the privilege of home ownership, it's not a right, it is a privilege. We want to make it as easy as possible. Remember, our goal and our mission this year is to make 100 first-time home buyers homeowners this year. And so we have two programs going on. Number one, and I'm going to talk about that one first, is what we call our Heroes, Homes for Heroes. Now, this is for all of the frontline people, first responders, police officers. We got a special, unique program that if you are a police officer, a firefighter, a public safety officer, a paramedic, an emergency medical technician, EMT, including certain volunteers in that same area, there is a special zero down loan program for you. If you want to learn more about that or about any of our down payment assistance programs, then type the word DPA, and I'm going to send you a report. I'm going to send you the specifics, the qualifications, the requirements, and how you can get in on that. The neat thing about that, it's a very simple one-step process. And what we have here is a program that, and I'm going to tell you right here, it's offered by an approved government entity, and it's available in a range of eligible borrowers. I just read you that list. And it can be used in tandem with other loans. So you can use this down payment with, for example, an FHA financing, FHA 203Bs and so forth. Don't worry about the technicality. That's why I said text the word DPA to 561-861-2366, and I'll introduce I'll explain the nitty-gritties of what that's all about. But it's a completely forgivable grant. Okay, so if you meet the criteria, and they're not hard, they're very easy. In fact, there's no resale restrictions or there's no repayment restrictions on these special grants, and they're they're going to meet the requirements that you need. You can even have, if you negotiate in the contract, to have your seller pay the closing costs, literally zero out of pocket expense there. So DPA to 561-861-2366 for more information. Like I said, we've got the Homes to Heroes, which I told you about, for the first responders, police officers, firefighters, etc. For the first-time home buyers, all we need is one of the borrowers that's on the title to be a first-time home buyer, which means that they haven't owned a home in 3 years. It could be the loan applicant themselves. It could be a retired person. It could be a volunteer or even non-paid person if they bring something to the table like the credit and so forth. The credit scores as low as 580 on that program. Now, I'm going to put a hard stop there. That was our conversation for homeowners. Now, I want to talk about something for investors. Now, investors have been having a hard time with the new laws and the new restrictions since the Great Recession, and there's debt to income ratios that are very much more restrictive. There are loan to value, and I've got something for investors that's based on the income of the property only. So it doesn't matter. You could have 10 properties, you could have 100 properties, and you don't have the same reserve requirements that standard loans have. You can actually take this loan out and refinance up to 75% of a property, no matter how many of the loans you have. Credit scores as low as 620, and type the word investor if you want to get more information about this investor program to 561-861-2366. That's 561-861-2366. If you didn't remember any of those numbers and you want to just contact me on our website at Automatic Landlord, you can do that too, automaticlandlord.com. Well, the music's coming in. That means my time is up. But I hope you got a whole bunch of ideas on our About the Money edition of the Real Estate Show. I'll be back again, same place, same time tomorrow. So until then, drive safe and make it a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you, my friend.